Gamers, we're back and we're about to check out some games from the most recent matches that I've had. If you don't want spoilers, look away or, shut your eyes or shut your ears. So, the group stage in the EGC's final tournament of the year, all the people who won tournaments this year and all the people who qualified and qualified through points are now playing a 12-player tournament. So, Group A, we saw Anotan and Marine Lord go through. Anotan beating Marine Lord, which, it was an upset, right? Papi Paw and me going through Group B, where I lost to Papi Paw 2-3 and then beat Demo 3-1. I don't actually think I went through these games, but yeah, it happened. Group C, Wen and Lucifron going through, which expected. And then in Group D, Vortex and Louis MT, where Numeron was actually close to beating Vortex. He took two games. So, with that being said, an interesting thing is happening in this tournament. Something we've never seen before. Marine Lord, me, Lucifron, and Louis were highest seeds in the group. So Lucifron was first seed in Group C. I was first seed in Group B. Marine Lord first seed in Group A. All the first seeds lost to second seeds, basically. So all the first seeds lost to second seeds. And all the first seeds came through second, which is kind of funny. So anyway, on to the playoffs. So spoilers. Anotan defeated Lucifron 3-1, which again, Anotan is lower seed than Lucifron. So he beat him 3-1. Some good games in there. Yours truly, 3-0 for Vortex. We're going to talk about that, obviously, and kind of talk about the draft and everything. Papi Paw beat Louis, which again, Vortex was lower seed compared to me, I think. Or maybe he's higher seed now. I'm not actually sure. No, he is lower. Because the seeds happened before, they were locked before DLC, so Vortex was lower seed. Now, I don't know. Papi Paw was lower seed than Louis. Papi Paw beat Louis as well. And then, last but not least, Wham versus Marine Lord. Wham beat Marine Lord as well. So, it's kind of funny, but basically, not only the all higher seeds lost to second seeds in the group, but the same thing, I'm pretty sure someone can correct me on this, but the same thing happened in round of 8, aka quarterfinals, where all the lower seeds beat the higher seeds, which I don't think ever happened. Then, in the lower bracket, the next week's matches is going to be Lucifron versus me and Louis versus Marine Lord. Whoever loses here and here is eliminated from the tournament. That's it. So if I beat Lucifron, he's 8th place. 7th, 8th, and then, Marine Lord and I got one life to go. And if one of us loses, it's over for that person, right? So, yeah, this has never happened before. The low seed, high seed thing, but also Marine Lord and I were never in loser's bracket, both of us. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, I've been saying this for a while, but the skill level is higher than ever, and all the guys keep improving and stuff like that. So honestly, I think the main contribution to this is the fact that Marine Lord and I, in the past, I'm not going to say now because I don't know what he does now, but in the past, we've only been practicing like just before the tournament starts, right? Like a week or two before the tournament starts. Meanwhile, these other guys, they've been playing weekly tournaments and they're constantly, maybe not hardcore practicing, but they're playing these like weekly tournaments and that's kind of their practice, right? So for the past year and a half, they've been kind of, I feel like, leveling up their skill and performance. And in a way, Marine Lord and I kept stagnating, if that makes sense, right? And I feel like now they caught up, and unless we do the same, we're going to be left behind. So that's kind of how I see it. I think just the amount of practice that they're doing compared to us is a lot more, and probably a lot more quality throughout the whole year. Winners bracket is going to be Anotan and Vortex, and the Canadian bros, Papi Paw versus Wham. So those should be good. Fucking love that. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I think I play on Saturday, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how that goes. Now let's talk about my series versus Vortex, and then I'm gonna show you guys the games as well. let's go with the map picks. So the map picks, I'm not going to explain decision making through them or anything like that, but you can see the maps and what they are. We had King of the Hill, Dry Arabia, Pigeon's View, Holy Island, and Frisian Marshes. Vortex obviously wants to play on water maps, hybrid maps, and so on. And then the Civ draft. Okay, so this is where I think in this draft I beat myself, and then in the map drafts, Vortex rinsed me. Like, he definitely drafted better, right? 100%. So let's get started. So I banned China, Japanese. He banned Sengoku, Japan. And then I banned Sengoku, he banned China. So nothing too crazy, nothing too weird, right? I feel like this is already where the problem started. So I'm still unsure about which civs I should prioritize. I don't think I should be picking the same stuff as everyone is, but I still am not sure which civs I feel the most comfortable with. So I went with Malian, and basically I was like, do I pick Lancaster or Malian? The moment I locked in Malian, I was like, I shouldn't pick Malian. Like, immediately I was like, okay, I fucked up. I think I picked like last second, and I panicked in the end because I was like, okay, what do I pick? What do I pick? I kept looking at the maps, and I was like, do I pick Lancaster or I pick Malian? And I was like, oh shit! And I just picked Malian. So this is already not a great start. Now, Malian is very good Civ, right? It's not a bad Civ, but Malian has some counters in terms of civilizations, whereas House of Lancaster, I feel like, is just good overall Civ. So if I could redo it, I would pick Lancaster first. And then he would probably pick like Ottoman and Byzantine, or Ottoman and Malian, or something like that. And then the game is kind of different, right? Or the series is different. I don't mean I would win, but it's a better draft already. Yeah, and House of Lancaster is one of those counters, yes. So the reason why this is such a stupid pick is because Lancaster counters Malian. So the fact that I picked Malian, he picked Lancaster and Ottoman, both of these are very good into Malian. So that's why I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, not the brightest pick. The problem is, in the tournaments, this is very, just not forgiving at all. I do think Vortex played better, but even if we played on equal skill level, I think that I would have still lost the series because of I messed up the draft, right? I picked Malian, then I banned Sengoku, and he banned Japan. He picked Lancaster and Ottoman. You can see here the order of the picks. And then I had two picks. And then I picked Byzantine and HRE. Byzantine is fine. HRE, I just picked it too early. I should have picked something like either Tuklak, Ayyubids, or French. I think those would have been better. I didn't need to pick HRE this early, so I made another mistake there. Like I said, Byzantine is okay. And now this is where the problem becomes even more apparent. So the next two picks, he picks Tuklak Dynasty, which is one of the best, if not the best, hybrid map Civ, and it can be played on Holy Island. So he got Tuklak, and basically for Holy Island and Frisian Marshes, which is very, very good. I got HRE, but HRE is worse. Yeah, I could have picked that, but instead I picked HRE. Why? I don't know. And then he picked Ayyubid. Now, this is the interesting thing about Ayyubid. Ayyubid, in my opinion, is very good against Malian. Another Civ that Ayyubid is very good against is Rus. And then, what do I do after? I pick Jushi Legacy, which I think was a fine pick, and then I pick Rus. And then I look at the drafts, and I'm like, oh god, where the fuck am I gonna play Malian? Because all the civs he has, except like maybe Delhi and French, Malian is not good into. Even like, you don't want your first pick to be countered by like 4 civs or 3 civs, you know, like that's a bad draft. So already, even though I had a first pick, my first pick is pretty mediocre. Like, it's pretty bad. So the only strong civ I have is Byzantine right now that like doesn't get just mowed down by anything. Well, except one civ. And then for the last two, I picked OTD and Mongol, and he picked Delhi and English. So the first map was Pigeon's View. So this is an interesting one because I was like, okay, he's gonna play like English Tuklak on Holy Island, or maybe like French Tuklak on Holy Island, maybe Ayyubid Tuklak on Holy Island, and then Frisian he'll play Ottoman Tuklak, something like that. He will either pick Lancaster French, Lancaster Ayyubid, or maybe Lancaster Delhi. So I was like, okay, what do I pick into that? So I went with Malian Byzantine. And I just didn't know what he's going to lock. My initial thought was to pick Rus, but because he picked Ayubid, I didn't want to pick Rus. So I saw this and I was like, okay, that's not good. Malian is not very good against Lancaster, but there's more to it than I'm going to show you guys in the game. So that matchup, in my opinion, is pretty rough. Then in game 2, this is where I got rinsed. This was on Dry Arabia. So I picked Mongol Byzantine. I fucked it up completely because, again, in my opinion, French is very good into Byzantine. So my thought process was like, if he picks French, which he did because he picked first, I was like Mongol Biz. And then I was like, oh, because I expected to play Mongol French for some reason. And then I was like, oh god, he's just going to ban Mongol. So then it was French Byzantine, which I think, again, I think Byzantine is super, super strong, but it's not very good into French. And again, I got, here he definitely was expecting Biz, right? So he picked French first, but I kind of fucked myself, right? Because I could have picked something plus Biz against the second Civ, which would be either like Ottoman or Delhi, or maybe Ayubid. But instead, I doubled down on countering French, and he just banned Mongol, and I was like, oh god. So this game was pretty bad. And then the last game, honestly, I thought it was fine. I think this is the only game where I drafted fine. And an interesting thing happened in this game that I laughed when it happened, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But anyway, enough yapping. Let me show you the actual games. So let's talk about it. Obviously, we're playing on Pigeon's view, which is kind of like a variation of high view, and I am playing Malian. So where's my gold going to be? Of course, it's going to be in the front, you know, and I've come to a point where I don't even get upset anymore when my gold is forward with Malian, because I'm so used to it at this point that I was just like, yep. So not only I got forward gold, but I got the Beastie special. My second gold is also forward. And not only is forward, it's in stealth forest, so I can't even defend it properly because I don't have vision. So yeah, when I saw this, when we like started the game, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a rough one. Because this is like, I don't even know if it can be worse. Like, this gold is right outside of stealth forest. This gold is in stealth forest, which is like, not only they're forward, but they're in fucking forest, which is pretty bad. So I scouted this, and I was like, okay, I'll make a tower. It is what it is. Now, the typical play for Malian here is to go Sofa Archer, or maybe Donzo. Vortex said once the 2 golds were forward, it's rough. Yeah. I mean, I think this is a rough matchup. If both golds are forward, it's a lot more than rough. But you usually go Sofa Archer, maybe you go Sofa Archer Donzo. But in this game, because my golds were forward, I felt like defending with cavalry might not be great. And the second reason, so I was like thinking, okay, do I go barracks here, blah, blah, blah. But when I saw his spawn, I was like, I don't think I can do anything with cavalry, right? Or at least it's going to be very hard. So this is a good tip. He said you only stand chance versus House of Lancaster if you have 2 back gold. Yeah. Like I said, it's a rough matchup. But this is a tip for you guys out there. If you're playing against an all-in Civ, right? Like, or just an all-in. The worst place for their food to be is forward. Okay? And the reason for that is when the enemy attacks from here, they're rallying units, right? So they will always have units passing here, which means they don't have to put units here and then go when they gather a good amount of units. They can just rally because the units are constantly coming. So even if you try to raid, there's always going to be units passing and defending and so on and so forth. So it would be a lot worse for him if one of his food is here, one is there, one is there, one is there. Even if it's a back food, it would be worse because that opens it for harassment. But the fact that he had like berries forward here, deer here, berries here, he can gather a shit ton of food without me being able to do much about it. And on top of that, I don't know if he did, I actually haven't seen the game, but he could put a manor here for both berries and deer, and he could put a manor here for deer and berries. So, yeah. And then the wood lines are in the back, which I would need to go all the way around to harass, but then the food is on the other side. So, the point is, the spawn is really bad for me to do like any kind of cavalry harassment. So I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's try barracks and see how it works out. Spoilers, it did not work out. So I went barracks, and I opened, I think, 1 or 2 Donzo, and then I just went into Musafatis to deal with lords. Probably not, because I thought, I was like, wait, I'm cooking with this idea, right? I never tried this before, but I was like, okay, maybe I'm cooking something here. But then I realized if I just had a massive javelins, it would probably just still be fine against lords, because I can just try to, like, 2-shot them or something like that. But yeah. Why not use the north corner gold mine? Because if he rallies units there, Lancaster will have more units and I can't defend it. But basically the idea is if I lose this, I'm going to lose this anyway, so it doesn't matter. At least they're close. Yeah, I think like this was fine. I think this start was good for me. I actually almost managed to kill the Lord. So the start was good, but here, this is where I should have just stopped making Musafatis and just gone to Donzos. And I should have gone to like double, triple javelin throwers and just cranked those out. I also, I denied the boar, so he can't go there. But I also probably went too greedy because I was so worried. Because the longer the game goes, Lancaster doesn't get weaker necessarily. Like he's just gonna have crazy amount of income. So I felt like I should just be as greedy as possible now, get as many cows as as I can, and then just fully switch to units, right? But you can see how much health lords have. It's like the javelins are not even doing anything. This fight was definitely pretty bad. Oh, let me swap that. There we go. Yeah, so he already has +1 range attack, and I don't have the armor, so that fight was pretty bad. But then again, this is, by the way, this is not like coping, but if these golds were in the back, he cannot torch the gold like that. The reason for that is...
Wow, 18 months.
Thank you. If, let's say, one of the golds was here and one is here, if he goes like here, right, or around to torch my pit mine, I can just go from here, intercept the reinforcements, and then I can kind of sandwich his army. So I can split his army in two. But because my goal is forward, I can't do that. So this is why golds, when you play Malian, is so important. It can completely change the game, right? Again, I'm not saying I would have won if I had gold in the back. It's just way harder to play the Civ if, you get fucked like that. So that was a pretty bad engage, and you can see in the units killed, it's pretty rough. And with Malian, in order to defend with this amount of cows and stuff against Lancaster, you kind of have to be on point. You kind of have to be on point with your fights and unit control, otherwise you're just gonna fall extremely behind. And already giving up that many units was pretty bad start for me. I feel like this was fine for me, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see units killed, it ain't looking good, and now the unit count difference is too big. And like I said, I made about, I think 12, 13 Musafatis, which realistically I should have stopped at 4 or 5. So, yeah, and now he's switching to Hobolars. And if you look in the incomes, he has 1,800 income and I have 1.5k. So already he has a lot higher income, which is kind of funny because I have 13 cows and I had 2 pit mines. This one just got destroyed, and I have a Manza quarry that gives me 75. So I have 108, 75, and all these cows, and he has 500, well not 500, 300 resources per minute more, which is kind of wild. But yeah, because right now I haven't lost any villagers, right? So at this point, it's kind of over. I'm just going to speed through because you can see the unit count difference is massive, and I'm still making Musafaris for some reason. My army was also out on the map, and yeah, he goes for the engage. I managed to kill almost all yeomen, but not quite. And now the idling starts. He starts torching my farms and shit. And this is where I'm trying to hold, because I'm like, oh, I got the cows still, and then all the cows die. So I kind of knew, like, yeah, this is pretty much GG right here, boy. But somehow, some way, I managed to hold this, even though the army difference was really, really bad for me. I managed to hold, so I was like, probably not, but maybe copium. But yeah, the income is already gone. If I had cows still, I would actually be fine completely, I think. Even though I lost 9 workers, I think, I mean, fine. Obviously I'm behind, but I could manage to hold. But the fact that I lost all my cows is pretty bad. And you can see he's almost at the age up. My income is way lower now. I'm about 400 or 500 resources behind. I'm trying to redo the cows, but yeah, it's a little bit too late. He ages up, and now you can't really stop making units and age up. You actually have to commit to making units, because you need to beat his army in order to age up. So this is where I'm trying to poke a little bit. Army count is the same, but obviously now he's a whole age up, so it's a lot more rough, and all the units are upgraded and stuff, so yeah. I try my best, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Which is kind of funny, because at the end of that game, the destroyed value was the same. It was 14,000 versus 14,000. But yeah, I feel like I said, first and second game, I definitely... Look at this guy's match history. He doesn't lose. I feel like the first and the second game, I definitely picked really dumb, but he also outdrafted me in the 2 games. Especially in this one. In this one, I was super dumb. In the first one, I was dumb, but in the second one, I was super dumb. Because in the first one, I picked Civ first, and then he picks 2, and then I pick the last one, right? In this one, he picked French, and I still picked these 2. Vortex said in the interview that French loses to Biz. When I play French, I like Biz in the matchup. Yeah, also, it doesn't make sense to say that. Because why wouldn't he veto Biz then? He picked Ottoman French, so obviously I'm going to veto Ottoman because it's OP. So he knew he was going to play French, so why wouldn't he veto Byzantine if he thought it's a bad matchup? There's no way that he thought Mongol French is harder than Biz French. I think that, I mean, okay, whatever. I think that Biz, I think that French is better. I think this spawn was... It wasn't the best, but it was alright. Back gold for Biz doesn't mean much necessarily. You kind of want back berries. These are kind of side berries. And I got Beastyqt gold here once again. Like right behind the main. But honestly, the spawn didn't affect much in this game. So basically what happened is I tried to, you know, just get the 5 cisterns. This one, I feel like was... Probably should have put it into the back or something. I don't know. I don't know. He even went pro scouting. So he opened a night into pro scouts. And yeah, now he's going berries. He's going super fast archers to basically just push back the Limitane. And I didn't get quite enough oil to start my mercenaries. And yeah, I just push him back a little bit. I don't really take any damage. I mean, I lose few limitane, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, that was pretty bad. That should not have happened. I think I was actually like building something, or I don't know what I was doing. But I didn't pay attention and I got killed. Picked that way. But yeah, already now, I feel like he had pretty good tempo. This was complete misclick, or it just went on their own. So the people that are asking why not javelin throwers are better early, I feel like, especially in low numbers like this. But I think longbows are better long term. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have gone javelin throwers, I'm not sure. I just like longbows. And I thought I would hold this. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. But yeah, right now, if you look, he's got 8, 9 knights, 15 archers. Meanwhile, I only have 5 longbows with the second 5 coming up. So this is like the part where if I had 10, I can push this back, but because I only have 5, I'm not killing archers fast enough, which is really bad. So I have to move away from the berries again, so causing more idle time for me. And now when I have 10 longbows, again, I can like fight a little bit better, and you can see like the archers are immediately face planting. I think also these early farms that I went for, I should have just sent workers in the back berries to get like another 1 or 2 longbow stacks. But right now, after trading like armies and all that, you can see he just has way more. Now the good thing for him is he actually doesn't need to raid at all, and the reason for that is both deer packs are here, and my gold and my berries are here. So if he just stands here with his whole army, he will eventually pro scout the deer and he can attack my gold. So he has full map control by just sitting in one spot. Like right now, I would want to be on like 20 longbows, like making, like right now I want to be making the last stack of longbows already. And you can see here, I was starting to go castle. But I think the early farms, like it's one of those things where if I didn't die where I died, these early farms would have been really good value. But because I did die, obviously it did not work out, you know. So yeah, he's got 13 knights. Should have probably pushed here or fought more, because when I saw him move back, I knew that he's aging up. So I think the defense could have been a bit better. Like I could have had 5-6 more limitane or something like that. This is where I go for the age up. I got back gold. But he basically just does like a giga committed timing. Oh, he even went monastery, but he's got no gold. So this is one of those where if I aged up, like this is high level AoE 4. Like if I aged up 15 seconds earlier, like let's say I was already aged up and I can get the upgrades immediately for my spears and longbows, this game is like more than fine, because I have farms. How many farms is this? I have 10 farms, which is already a good amount. But here the fight starts really bad, where I lose 3 longbows. And now I'm trying to buy time. Also, I misrally a whole set of longbows, so I lose another like 4, I think. So basically now, I should be on 25 longbows, and I'm on 14. So, you can see my upgrade is going up now. In 8 seconds it's done, but by the time it's done, the game's done too. So, this one I feel like I could have held. But yeah, he hit the timing, right? And this is where my longbows upgrade, but I'm kind of already dead. And he just cleans up the rest. But yeah, I just feel like if I made 5 less limitane, or if I try to fight him maybe a bit earlier or something like that, so it gives me space to kite, I think it could have turned out differently. But yeah, it was a very close timing, I think. And, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. It is what it is. So the reason with the early farms, if you make early farms, all those, like, they're very expensive, right? So if I just gathered resources instead of making farms, I would have aged up quicker, right? But if by making early farms, you age up and you're fine, you're in a very good spot. But I don't, like, because people have asked me, like, about javelin. I don't think the reason I lost is javelins or not. It's a lot of small things that just added up a little bit. Oh yeah, and then the last game. This game was just disgusting. This game, I'm gonna be honest. This game was like, when is the patch? Come on. This game was just disgusting. Like, first 2 games, by the way, I got outplayed. This game is where's the patch game. Because I felt I cooked this game. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I'm in a, like, I'm not kidding. I was thinking about the next game. Because I was like, I won this. I was thinking about the next game, and then I lost. And I was like, I wasn't even mad. I just keckled. I was like, ain't no way that just happened. Ain't no way. But we're playing on Frisian Marshes. I open double dock. He opens a dock into barracks. I make my own barracks. I make 2 barracks to catch up with the spearman count. He basically tries to kill my villager. Doesn't make it. And then he goes for my dock. So with Tuklak, basically their wood gathering is really good because of the worker elephants. But also their fishing ships shoot. So you can't be aggressive against them. So this is where he stopped making spears and now he's aging up. My age up is later, but now I can put some pressure on his side of the map. He built a... what's it called? He built a tower, so I can't push further. And I knew he's most likely going to be making more docks, so I was trying to find his villager. And I do manage to find it, and I think I kill it. I'm pretty sure I kill it, actually. I sacrificed my spearman to kill it. Meanwhile, I'm on 3 docks with almost... you see, I have 2 more fishing ships. So the game started fine for me. Well, even. This is where I killed a villager. So I was like, okay, that's good. Good start. Good stuff right there. He's got archers, but it's okay because I'm aged up. I upgraded my spears. I'm making man-at-arms. I think I made galley too. Yeah, I made a galley. I'm gonna make more docks. So I felt completely fine in this game. So, yeah, the galley comes out. I manage to repair the dock. I go for an engage here. I catch the healer elephant. Now, at this point, when you kill the first elephant, I feel like it's almost GG, right? I feel like it's almost GG because it's a massive loss, right? But I'm not like, oh, I won here, right? Yeah. I don't mean I won here. It's just like, okay, that's a good start. I killed 1 healer elephant, love that. Then I'm transitioning into horses. He doesn't know. I'm letting him come in, come closer, kind of thing, you know? Come closer. He's got only archers and healer elephants. Nothing else. I get a surround. Boom, boom, boom. And this is where I'm not kidding. I was thinking about the next game. Like, I am mowing him down. By the way, 5, 7, 8. No, I'm just checking the thing. So I'm like, okay, what's the next game? Like, I'm thinking about the next. This should be 1,000,000,000% over, right? So I was like, okay, let's put some pressure. Like, I had a good fight. Let's just make some more units so I don't die, right? I am on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 docks. I'm gonna make more docks soon. I knew that he doesn't have all the fishing. I'm doing a little poke here on the gold, and then I'm like, okay, let's go kill the docks. Here I see spearmen and raider elephants, and I was like, okay. Now this is where I was like, do I go castle or do I go archers? And I decided to go castle because I thought I had such a good fight that there's no way, right? Copium, there's no way that he has enough to push me. So I'm like raiding the fishing ship or the docks over here trying to kill them. And then he's pushing here. And I'm like, I mean, I got 9 men-at-arms, 11 spearmen, you know, I got a shit ton of horses, 17 horses. And now I'm like, okay, let's not risk, let's just make units. And then I run some units into him, it is what it is. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sandwich him. And that should be GG. Right? Wrong. Look at my... I just want you to look at the sizes of the armies, brother. I'm going in. And I was like, this is GG. Like, his spearmen are my spearmen. I get a surround. And I go like, what the fuck just happened? Huh? And then he ages up before me too. And I was like, this Civ is disgusting. Yeah.
Happy 40 months to the cutest.
Vortex said in a post-game interview, at one point in this game he thought he lost and was about to type GG. Well, yeah, that's when I killed his whole army here. That's when I thought I won. And, yeah, apparently the healer elephants are pretty good, and I can't wait for them to get nerfed. Yeah. So, this game, the fight just surprised me. Not only the fight, but also the fact, like, look how many, look at the worker count. You see that? Look how many, he has 12 fishing ships. I have 22! Look at this. Fishing, 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 fishing on his side of the map. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, how did he manage to rebuild the army? And, yeah, I was surprised about this game, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, obviously, I could have played it better, but the healer elephants gotta go. Like, we gotta fucking nerf that shit. The new civs, 2-cluck healer elephants, they need a nerf stat. I think they're healing like 7 health per second. Like, that's just a bit too much. You know what I mean?
It's all a part of the plan. Lasers bracket sneak attack to the finals.
So yeah, I think yeah, the healer elephants are pretty rough. Sengoku, I think Sengoku probably needs nerf. I think Golden Horde actually in 1v1s needs some kind of help. Because they're kind of ass cheeks. And then Macedonian, we don't see them at all. But I feel like they're not that bad, but it's just nobody's playing them. I hope to see some nerfs from the OP civs. I really wish they would nerf China, Malian a little bit, Lancaster, maybe Byzantine a little bit, 2-cluck, Sengoku. I think all those civs. Oh, Ottoman too. Dude, Ottoman. Okay, there was a game. If you watch the tournament, this is a little bit off topic if you're watching a YouTube video. But yeah, this game ends. He just kills me here. I went burger to try to defend myself, but I just died. Ottoman, did you guys watch Anaten versus Lucifron? Holy fuck. I was like, bro, why is this game still going on? Basically what happened is Lucifron was age 3 Mongol with all age 3 upgrades, and Anaton was in feudal age, and he just kept killing. Are you ready for this? He had mass Sipahi, and then just like some spears and archers, versus Keshik spearmen, and Sipahi kept killing everything for like 10 minutes straight. Sipahi gotta go. Like, they gotta fucking nerf them. I think Sipahi, out of all units in the game, I think Sipahi and healer elephants are probably the most broken units in the game. Like, without a doubt. And the reason why Sipahi are so strong is because they have extra range, they have fucking attack speed activation, and it's their base damage that's the biggest problem. Like, their base damage for some reason, like, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's like every horseman hits for fucking 9 or something, and then Sipahi base damage is like 14 for some reason, while having more range, you know? So basically what's happening is Sipahi can kill knights because their damage is very high. And they got attack speed. Still cost more, but you only need Sipahi, brother. You don't need anything else. 12, same thing. It feels like 14, let me tell you. Hopefully there's a patch before I drop out of the tournament. I mean, obviously, if they nerf these things, it's not like it's gonna help me. It's gonna help everybody, right? Like, it's the same thing for everyone. I just, you know, some of these games are very like, oh, okay, yeah. I think this tournament so far has been very messy. I think a lot of players are picking different civilizations and prioritizing different civilizations, but not because they are like, oh, this is good or that's good. I think people don't know, like, we as a collective of pro players, people don't know what is actually good or like what should be prioritized. So I think we're seeing a lot of like one-sided games. Not necessarily series, but there's a lot of one-sided games where it's like, oh, yeah, that's how this matchup works, because there's so many matchups right now. If we have another patch during the tournament, then it's gonna mess up things even more. Like, it's gonna make things even more random. I don't get why they allow the new civs in the tournament without a patch to balance their test for a few months. Because new civs equals viewership, that's why. Like, so if you look back since Age of Empires 4 started, whenever there's new civs, the tournament starts like a week after. Like, everybody wants to be the first to have a tournament with the new civs, right? They don't care that it's like, oh, but we don't know what's OP. Because I feel like the first tournament after each DLC always has pretty wild games and results and stuff like that. And again, I'm saying this as I lost because I'm shit. I mean, I didn't lose because, like, new civs or whatever. I'm just shit. But I'm saying it's very hard to learn 22 civs and like trillion matchups in the span of 2 weeks. You know, like it's even if you practice every day, like 10 games a day, there's a very high chance there's going to be matchups you've never seen. Like you've just never played it. Hopefully, like I said, we get these demon units out, and hopefully I don't drop out in loser's bracket immediately. But we will see. So next week, like I said, I am most likely playing on Saturday, I would imagine. I'm going to be playing against Lucifron, which is basically like playing versus Vortex. They have very similar style. Obviously, they practice with each other. So it's going to basically be like a rematch versus Vortex almost. Anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube video, thank you so much for watching, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the games. I hope you learned something new. And hopefully we'll do better next week.